There are plenty of ways to celebrate that don't involve a gun reference. You know, you could do, I don't know, James Harden. You can do the cook it up. You can do the LeBron, you know, the silencer. What does he do? The da-da-da-da. You can do Damian Lillard, Dame Time. I like that one. Dame Time's a great celebration. You can do the Nikola Jokic, where you stare listlessly into space, wishing you were anywhere right now but an NBA basketball game. You can do the D-Lo, do the ice in my veins. You can do Melo, 3 to the dome. You can do the Draymond Green, where you make a stupid, I'm way too proud of myself for making a wide open jump shot face. Can I please have a cookie? You can do the Luka, or you make the shot and you still complain to the refs because somehow you still got fouled. You can do the Steph Curry night-night. The point being, there's a lot of different things you can do, and after 4 different gun-related incidents in one damn year, the one thing you can't do is the gun celebration anymore. And I don't feel sorry for you or feel that you're a victim because other people can do it. And the fact that you still did it, even after you were warned, and you still let yourself get fined. With everything going on with the Memphis Grizzlies right now, your coach just got fired, you've only won 3 of the last 10, you've dropped from like 2nd to 8th place, looks like once again, no chance at a title, you're going all the wrong directions, and this is the fight that you're choosing. Of all the things to really pick up and fight for, it's that I still want to do the gun gesture because my other players got to do it, this guy got to do it, why can't I do it? And I mean, God, this kid. Again, just blowing it. Just absolutely blowing it. Papa Jock, Ja Morant, look, still doesn't get it. Fined $75,000.
There we go again.
Doing a gun gesture. He still hasn't learned, and I'm not shocked at all. Like, this does not shock me at all with Ja Morant, star of the Memphis Grizzlies. And let me give you at least a disclaimer here before I get into it. Look, he's still Ja Morant. I'm not trying to take that away from him. Still only 25 years old. Ja's a 2-time All-Star, career 23-7 guy. Still a top 20 player in this league. Is still going to make $125 million over the next 3 years with his new contract. Is a hardworking, talented, and from what I understand, pretty much liked guy around his, his ball club and everything else. But as I see in the picture, just like, Allen Iverson, Johnny Football, this kid's blowing it. And I'm watching him do it, and it's just one of those things, it's like a train wreck. It's so hard to watch, and you see it going down the tracks. And again, I bring this up and the newest find because, a couple of years ago when I started this podcast, Ja Morant was actually my first topic. He was one of the first things I really broke down. So I got hours of receipts on this that I'm not going to replay now. You're just going to take my word for it that I told y'all this was coming. And when I think about why I was kind of so obsessed with this, it was coming from the situation where I was in my own life. Looking around, dude, it was like 5 to 10% chance of most of us actually turning our lives around. In my situation, it was actually around 1%. And man, I watched it all over me, man. I watched good people ruin their lives, ruin their loved ones' lives, accidentally take others' lives, sometimes accidentally take their own lives, and not be able to figure it out or hear the music. I watch good people do this. I watch them go down this track. And so after a few, a year, 6 months of being in meetings and rehabs and sessions and everything else, you started learning real quick who hears the music. Like who's actually here to try to break these habits and odds, and who's just not quite, it's just not there yet, man. And I put Ja in that category, and again, because it's not all his fault. One of the problems is if you still aren't hitting all the way to the bottom you need to get to, it's hard to hear the music. That's where Ja Morant is at. It's not really all his fault. He's still very successful. He's still very rich. He's never actually been convicted of a crime. He almost effed around and found out a few times, but never been convicted. He's got a stage dad who reminds me of those, awful dance moms that are in the corner, like doing the routine with their daughters. That's way too close to the life to really be able to kind of steer him in that direction either. And I mean, doing better than me. Like I said, he's rich, he's talented, he's still doing awesome, still in the Memphis Grizzlies, never been convicted. And I mean, all he's really losing right now is a chance at all-time greatness, a chance at a championship and, a few endorsements. And maybe that's not important to him. Maybe for Ja Morant, that's not why he got into this. Maybe that's not why he worked so hard. I don't know. What I do know is that I've seen this pattern. I've almost lived this pattern. And so it did not shock me at all to find out that he did it again. And like Allen and Johnny before him, other talented guys who just could not hear the music, it won't be until the chicken shit outweighs the chicken, meaning that it won't be until the talent actually is just not enough for them to tolerate anymore that he's going to find out how quickly organizations will move on from you and you will be long forgotten, just like an Allen Iverson, who as talented as he was to me, was a cautionary tale, will jump from team to team to team. and not be able to figure it out until it's too late and when the talent's actually gone. It's sad, but it's a repetitive thing that I've seen over and over as I hear him now with this fine saying, he's still the victim, it's still not his fault, that he's not surprised. And again, I said this 2 years ago. When this started, when all the bullshit with him started a couple years ago, I said this at the time. I'm like, dude, this kid did not learn his lesson. I'm listening to him talk. He has not learned a damn thing.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
So what am I talking about? In case you missed it, Ja Morant has been fined $75,000 because he keeps doing, after he makes shots, this gun gesture that was after he was already warned. So he went and did it against the Warriors. He's been doing it for a while, but the NBA warned him and said, dude, we really want you to stop doing it. And the very next game, within 4 minutes, sure enough, Ja being Ja, does that shit again. And yes, other people do it. Other teammates have done it. This has been like a team celebration going back for a while. But I have to reiterate, and for Ja and for anyone else on his side, dude, they don't have 2 suspensions related to gun charges. I mean, I'm sorry. You're not the rest of your team right now. You have a isolated situation that is not indicative of the rest of your team. And then even the quotes after. So they warn him, they fine him, and they ask him about it. He says things again. I was a villain for 2 years. I don't care anymore. I'm used to it. Again, world's smallest violin. Ja, this is not the hill to die on, and I don't know why you're so stubborn about it. But there are a lot of people who have been pointing out, I've seen memes and shit, people going like, well, hey, so-and-so does it, this person does it. Why can't Ja Morant do it? Why can't Ja Morant do the gun gesture? It's not fair. Other people do it. Why do we pick on him? I think it's time for a refresher course and how we got here in the first place. If you can hit the video here for me, Corey. I want to remind you that all these incidents I'm about to tell you about happened over the course of the last year. So why can't Ja do the gun gesture just like everyone else gets to, and what does he have different than him? Well, let's go all the way back to May 14th, 2022. Now, it starts a little easy. It was a Twitter beef. First thing was he got in an argument with some guy online and tweeted back at him, quote, it's feel free to see how these hollows feel, referring to hollow point bullets. Then July 22nd, his mom, this starts with the family stuff, gets into an argument at a shoe store. She calls Ja Morant. He and 8 friends show up. The employee at the shoe store is so scared he hides in the back for like an hour. Police reports were filed. It was also reported that Ja also threatened security, but there was no arrest. Then in September of that same year, Ja and his family again this time storm a high school volleyball game after his sister has an altercation with another teen. Witnesses at the scene claim that one of Ja's friends slapped a phone out of a teenager's hand, threatened to beat their ass, and Ja said, look, I was just protecting my sister, and again, no charges were filed. January 20th of the same year, his dad, T. Morant, gets in a verbal spat at a game with Shannon Sharp at a Lakers game, and then both Ja and his then and now currently suspended teammate Dylan Brooks show up afterwards, and there's another big thing that Shannon later apologizes for, and again, nothing big happens, so they move on. Now, January 29th, 9 days after that, members of the Indiana Pacers allege a red laser was pointed at their team bus from Morant's car, obviously from a certain thing, a certain, weapon of some type after a game, and this was after one of his own friends, Devontae Pack, was removed from the game for, again, another verbal altercation. Then March 4th, 2023, we get into the big stuff. Morant was on Instagram Live and waving a gun at a strip club called Shotgun Willie's in Colorado, and he was suspended. March 12th, entered a counseling program. He then spoke with Jalen Rose, said all the right things. I take full responsibility. I don't condone violence. Well, then May 14th, 1 month later, after he'd already been suspended, the Grizzlies have to suspend him again for flashing a gun on Instagram Live again, and this time led to a 25-game suspension. And just for fun, after that, July 26, 2023, Morant decided to punch a 17-year-old boy in the head after a one-on-one game at Ja Morant's house. Apparently left a large knot. The boy reportedly told police afterwards that Ja went inside, got a weapon, put it in his waistband, and had his hand on it. So why can't Ja Morant do the gun gesture when other people do it? I mean, other than the 8 incidents and 4 gun-related, I don't know, Ja. The world hates you. You know what it is? The NBA is a bunch of haters. That's got to be what it is. It's not your fault. This is all just a conspiracy against you. Can we please start a GoFundMe for Ja Morant? Let's start paying his fines so he can keep doing the gun gesture. Stop donating to sick kid. Let's all give it to poor Ja. Why is he being singled out in such a horrible way? I don't know. I don't know, Ja. And the most crazy part about this, too, is that, dude, it's not like you can't do other celebrations. And that's, I guess, another thing I don't really understand with Ja Morant. It's not as if the NBA lacks for celebrations, and you, a la Brandon Miller, who had to stop doing the pat-me-down, if people remember that, after at Alabama he delivered a gun leading to a shooting death of a 23-year-old mother. There are plenty of ways to celebrate that don't involve a gun reference. You know, you could do, I don't know, James Harden. You can do the cook it up. You can do the LeBron. You know, the silencer. What does he do? The da-da-da-da. You can do Damian Lillard, Dame Time. I like that one. Dame Time's a great celebration. You could do the Nikola Jokic, where you stare listlessly into space, wishing you were anywhere right now but an NBA basketball game. You can do the D-Lo, do the ice in my veins. You can do Melo, 3 to the dome. You can do the Draymond Green, where you make a stupid, I'm way too proud of myself for making a wide open jump shot face. Can I please have a cookie? You can do the Luka, or you make the shot and you still complain to the refs because somehow you still got fouled. You can do the Steph Curry night-night. The point being, there's a lot of different things you can do, and after 4 different gun-related incidents in one damn year, the one thing you can't do is the gun celebration anymore. And I don't feel sorry for you or feel that you're a victim because other people can do it. And the fact that you still did it, even after you were warned, and you still let yourself get fined. With everything going on with the Memphis Grizzlies right now, your coach just got fired, you've only won 3 of the last 10, you've dropped from like 2nd to 8th place, looks like once again no chance at a title, you're going all the wrong directions, and this is the fight that you're choosing. Of all the things to really pick up and fight for, it's that I still want to do the gun gesture because my other players got to do it, this guy got to do it, why can't I do it? And I mean, God, this kid. Again, just blowing it. Just absolutely blowing it. I'm not shocked, though.
Man, I'm tired of
Again,
you, right?
go find my receipts. I talked about this ad nauseum for hours, and it's just one of those sad situations of when you still have reasons to not hear the music, it's hard to not hear the music, and Ja is going to be all right. In the end, Ja's going to be all right. He's still going to be rich, still going to be talented. I kind of even hesitate to call him a kid, though. He is 25 years old. He might just be one of those Johnny Manziel Allen types who just doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to learn, and wants to keep doing what he's doing. Good luck to you, Ja. I really think there are better things to worry about than doing a damn gun gesture.